What do you get when you combine a lot of fun, good competition, and some pretty tough spelling? The Great Spelling Bee, Saturdays at 6, right here on CKND Television.
This is CKND's AgriNoon, the current agriculture news, commodity quotations, and regional farm weather forecast. Brought to you by Inns Brothers Farm Equipment.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Marjorie Salke. First with the AgriNews. Manitoba pulse crop growers have become the first commodity group to take advantage of legislation encouraging producer checkoffs to fund improvements to their industry. Agriculture Minister Glenn Findlay says the Manitoba Pulse Growers Association will be the body that will collect the money from producers. Findlay says the legislation gives the growers of field peas, dry field beans, lentils, and faba beans an opportunity to present a unified voice on issues affecting their industry. Producers will be required to pay 1/2 of 1% of the gross value of their pulse crops at the time of sale. China has ruled out higher grain imports or a return to collective farms, saying more efficient family farms are the answer. The official Communist Party newspaper, People's Daily, says the challenge of feeding 1.1 billion people, or on 7% of the world's cropland, is arduous but manageable. Latest official estimates put the 1989 grain harvest at about 394 million tons, but it probably won't reach the target of 410 million. An animal researcher says a healthier chicken isn't the only reason to build a better hen house. Frank Hernick of the University of Guelph is conducting a 3-year experiment to house chickens in an automated, self-contained system, which he says is best suited to their basic nature. He says egg-laying chickens are usually kept in densely stacked cases that severely restrict their movement, but supply the basic life needs. His system allows the birds complete freedom of movement. He says it entices them to lay eggs in covered hutches behind colored doors, since the birds prefer darker areas for laying and have personal preferences for certain colors. Hernick doesn't condemn the current housing system, but says the boredom of forced confinement may seriously affect the birds' behavior and welfare. Good for the chickens. Now let's take a look at the weather for Manitoba. In the Dauphin area, cloudy with sunny breaks this afternoon. Chance of the odd snow flurry. Winds will decrease this afternoon. They're from the northwest at 20 kilometers per hour. A high today is expected of 2 degrees and a low tonight of -4. In the Brandon area, cloudy with sunny breaks this afternoon. Chance of the odd flurry again. Winds decreasing this afternoon. A high in that area is also 2 degrees, a low tonight of -4. In the Interlake region, cloudy with sunny breaks this afternoon. Again, chance of snow flurries, which is something we all just love to hear. High of 2 and -4 tonight. The Whiteshell region is mainly cloudy with winds from the northwest at 20 kilometers per hour, gusting to 40. Clearing up later and variable cloudiness tonight. A high is expected of 2 degrees, a low of -3. In the Red River region, cloudy with sunny breaks this afternoon. Snow flurries. Winds to decrease this afternoon, a high of +2 and -4 this evening. The Winnipeg weather forecast, much the same as the rest of southern Manitoba, cloudy with sunny breaks this afternoon, chances of snow flurries. Decreasing winds this afternoon, a high of 2, maybe 4 if we're lucky, and a low tonight of -4. Tuesday forecast, sunny with winds shifting from the southwest. It'll be a little bit milder, and a high is expected tomorrow of 10 degrees. Now with the livestock comment, let's go to Peter Gregory.
And slaughter steers around the circuit were trading in the range of 69.5 to a top of 70.5. But the reverse took place as far as the October futures are concerned. They are trading 40 to 50 cents lower, and we're trading around 71.55. So it looks like within the next few days, the live market will line up with the futures, and which is the normal thing to do in the cash month. As far as Canadian dollar is concerned, it is a shade easier today, trading at 84.92. The Canadian scene, prices at the close of last week were generally steady. Toronto gained a little during the week, and slaughter steers were trading as high as 88.5. The far west was just a shade under 81, and here in Winnipeg, our market eased during the week under light receipts, and slaughter steers were trading to a top of 80. But we had a very big replacement cattle sale here on Friday, and prices generally were steady to strong. This is Pete Gregory wishing you a good afternoon.
And thank you, Peter. We'll be back with the commodity prices right after this break.
Tracy Burgess before.
And now let's go to Harvey Hannock and the commodity prices. Harvey?
This afternoon in the Winnipeg grain markets, generally buyers came into the market in all markets. The October flax contract right now is at $3.78. That's up $1. That's the low of the day. The high day of the day has been $3.79. These flax is up $1, and March flax is up 60 cents. Looking at the canola market, November canola right now is $303.30. That's up $2.70. January canola is up $2.90. March canola up $2.20. Good commercial buying and some hedge starting to come into the market just now. The rye market, very quiet trade right now. We're up 90 cents in October rye at 117.90. $1.10 in the December rye at 123.10. Over in the barley market, the announced on Friday increase in initial price in barley from the Canadian Wheat Board has sharply pushed up the barley market. October barley is at 105.30 right now. That's up $2.40. December barley is at 108.50. That's up $3. That contract has been as high in the East as 110. Based primarily on indications of a higher initial price for barley. Wheat, feed wheat, just some follow through and sympathy with the barley because there were no announcements. October feed wheat right now is at 131.50. That's up $1.20. November feed wheat's at 130.50. That's up $2. And December feed wheat's at 129.70. That's up $1.70. The oats market gained some support from the barley announcement, plus a stronger oats market in the U.S. October oats right now is at 109.50. That's up $4. November oats is at 111 even. That's up $4.50. Both the October and November contracts earlier in the morning had been up the limit of $5. Looking at the bean market right now down south, we're up 13.25 cents on November beans. The January beans is up 12.75 cents. The meal market has been very, very strong. Right now we're up $5.80 in the Dees meal at 186.80. We're up $5 in the January meal at 185.70. Part of that looks at expectations of stronger export business, tied also to the corn market, which earlier had been up the limit of 10 cents. December corn right now is up 7.25 at 240.25. March corn is up 7.5 cents at 248.25. The wheat market right now up 1.5 cents Dees wheat at 408.75, and March wheat is up 2.5 cents at 404.75. This has been Harvey Hannock reporting for Scotia McLeod.
And thank you, Harvey. Let's now go to the Chicago Board of Trade futures. First, soybeans for November, $5.8125. That's up 13.25 cents, quite a jump. For January, $5.93.5, also up 13 cents. Corn for December, $2.4075, up 7.75 cents. Wheat, December, $4.09.5, up 2.25 cents. Oats for December, $1.4675, up 2.75 cents. The Cargill Street elevator prices for wheat, $120.50, that's up $1.50. Oats, $109, that's up $2.50. Barley, $93.50, that's up $3. Rye, $83, there's no change in that figure. Flax, $343, up 50 cents. And canola, or rapeseed, $257.50, up $1.90. In more agri-news, tobacco growers on Prince Edward Island expect to harvest a bumper crop this year, but as anti-smoking lobbies and government taxation slash into their industry, they're calling for the province to help them produce alternative crops. In the wake of a hot summer, the growers will harvest more than 2,500 tons of tobacco worth an expected $10 million. But upheaval in their industry has meant the number of island growers has been cut in half in the last few years. Once an agricultural Cadillac, as it's referred to, the PEI tobacco industry has dwindled from 83 producers planting almost 5,000 acres in 1985 to only 41 producers farming less than half that acreage today. With ample farming expertise in former tobacco growers and more than 2,000 acres already out of production, Tobacco Marketing Board officials want the government to help set up a vegetable contracting and processing operation in Montague. The expected production will be about 250 tons over quota. Next story, just a little confused there. Bob McCaig has a home where the buffalo roam, at least until they've turned into steaks, burgers, and wieners. McCaig owns the Great Canadian Buffalo Company in St. Thomas, Ontario. Each year, he culls about 20 beasts from his herd of 90, has them butchered, and sells the meat. Most of it goes to companies looking for an unusual gift for clients and customers. The taste of buffalo steak, he says, is better than beef, but the market's limited because most people aren't willing to pay the high price. Buffalo meat sells for about $12 a pound. A study by the U.S. Agriculture Department says new technology should boost crop yield sharply over the next few decades. It says only about 220 million acres of cropland may be required by the year 2030 to meet U.S. domestic and export needs. Well, currently in the city, it is only 1 degree. But we'll be back after this break with News at Noon. See you then.
AgriNoon is brought to you Monday through Friday by Enns Brothers Farm Equipment.